Hi, Priya.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. One thing is, if if you guys want to talk, so all you have to do is, if even if your microphone is off, so just press the space bar, and you should be able to connect. Hi, Meryl. Okay, guys. Today it's not going to be a very long lecture. It's going to be it's going to be a very short one. I just finished our meeting for my work like a couple of minutes ago, and it went really long, and so I don't have a lot to share today, but I know what we will be doing, so I'll just be discussing. Uh, what I'm seeing is that this online, it is more of it's not like a classroom situation where will be there all the time, and just think of this a little bit of uh, uh, like independent study sort of. So my role over here as an instructor is more like a facilitator, and so you will have to do a little bit of your own research too on certain topics. Okay, but this is a good forum on Zoom. If anyone has questions or anyone has anything to share, so we can do that. Okay. Couple of things today. What I wanted to introduce today was in Zoom. I mean, in our XD, we have something called plugins, and plugins are important. Plugins. So, anyone, what are plugins? So, anyone can jump in. How will you define plugins?
An add-on.
Add-ons. Okay. Yeah, that's a good way of putting that. You can call them add-ons. Some software companies also used terminology extensions. But basically, plugins, which is the Adobe terminology. So that is, uh, plugins are like little applets which can be hooked up to your software. Uh, any software in which you can have plugins, so that software is called as the open architecture software. So that means is any programmer who wants to write plugins, they can write a plugin, and that plugin can be connected to a software, just like Photoshop. Photoshop is a open architecture program, so it accepts plugins. Some plugins come with the software, and some plugins can be added. There are three different categories of plugins. One are freewares, where those are absolutely free. Anyone has written a plugin, you can use it with your program. Then there are shareware. So those are the type of plugins where you can use them, and if you find them useful, then voluntarily, if you want to send some money to the writer of that program. So you can say, hey, you know what, that's a good program, so I will send you $5, $10, or whatever. So those are the shareware. And of course, there are commercial plugins out there which you actually have to buy and use. Okay. So when it comes to XD, XD comes with some plugins. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. All right, so if you notice that I just opened my XD program, and I can start a new document over here. So once again, we can work on a phone app or iPad or a website. So I'm just going to open, doesn't matter, so I'll just open the website. Okay. All right. Uh, so where are these plugins? Okay, so plugins are right here. So there's a plugin menu. So if you open your program the first time, okay, so you don't see any list of plugins over here. So, okay, so you do need to discover. So everything is in the cloud. So if you want to use anything, you'll have to download. Let's look at example over here. So let me just quickly build something for you. Just move this window over here. Okay, so let's say that I'm trying to build sort of a group chat over here, just like we are talking in Zoom. And so in my app, so there will be like 5, 6, 10 people showing up over here. So uh, I'll just make a circle over here. And in this circle uh, will be images of people who will be connecting. So for the simulation, so I can go and find some images of people. So first of all, remember the repeat grid. So I'll just click on repeat grid and say, it's going to be 2 or 3 rows of people. I'll just make it 2 rows, and I'll just extend this over here. And let's just move this a little bit in the center. When I'm moving, uh, if I'm using my arrow keys, I can move up 1 pixel at a time. If I use Shift key and then use my arrow, right arrow, left arrow, so I believe it moves like about 10 pixels or so. Okay, so Shift key adds a little quick way of moving stuff around. But anyway, so here are some circles in which we need to put some images. Now, I don't have any images right now, so what can I do? So I'll go and see if there are any plugins. So once we use this plugin, which I think it is available over here. So if I go to plugins and say discover plugins, so click over here to discover plugins. Now over here, Adobe has some plugins available for you. Just a reminder, all these plugins are not free, so you may have to see, but this is where we are exploring. Okay, so one of the plugins which I'm looking for, and you can also do a search. And let's say if I do search for faces. Okay. So when I do this, so there are 3 plugins that came up. Uh, so this one, UI Faces, okay, so I can probably use that. So of course, if you want to use a plugin, you will have to install it. So I'm just going to click on install. Okay, so it is that quick. So plugin installed. Okay, so I can close this window now. So let's go and see if the plugin is available over here. So plugin UI Faces is available. So if I go over here and open the plugin, okay. So it says double click and select a shape inside the repeat grid, okay. So I'll double click and select a shape, and now you can see that there's a big menu open up. All right, so what am I looking for? Okay, so these are the sources. So for example, unsplash.com, pixels.com. So these are different websites which share pictures. Okay, so you can make a choice. For example, if I'm looking for something from unsplash.com, okay, then what type of, so I'm looking for males or females. So let's say I'm looking for both males and females, okay. Uh, I can find Hispanics or, sorry, happiness, natural. Okay, so I'll say, I want happy people. I remember a few years back, so Fullerton College website, it used to have a picture of this one student. She was playing, I think, a violin or something, but her face was really sad. So somebody brought that up. Hey, you know what? We want happy people on the site. So anyway, so I'll look for happy people. Then of course ethnicity. So black, brown, blonde, and so on. So you can make those type of choices over here. I'm going to leave that. And there's some advanced features over here. So order features results by popularity. Okay. And so again, you can look at those advanced stuff. But right now, I just want some faces to fill these images for me. So I'll just click on apply. So what the plugin is doing, it's going online and trying to find images which can be used over here. Okay. All right. So easy. Any questions? Everyone is very quiet today. Meryl gives a thumbs up over here. Okay, guys, thumbs up from Cody. Uh, just keep this in mind that when you're exploring, I do want you to go and explore different plugins and see what can be useful in your projects. There's no one plugin out there. There are hundreds of plugins. Let me also share with you. There's a website, and let's see, where did it go? Here. Anyone familiar with CSS Author? Okay, so if you are in any kind of a UX design, or you are a graphic designer, or anything to do with visual communication, this is a really good website. You can explore this website for different uh, resources. And so, for example, I was looking at that. So there are 10 useful Adobe XD plugins. Okay, so they also have links for you to download these plugins. So again, um, this will have some description. Not just that, but if you are looking for any kind of templates, so you can see under category, so what can you download from this website? There are templates, there are mockups. For example, in my design class, so when students are doing a poster, and in order to display a poster so that you can say, hey, you know what, this poster is being displayed in a store window, or is this poster is it will be displayed on a bus station or something. So you can go and find those mock-ups, and all you have to do is to design a poster and just plug that in. Okay, so looking for icons, some UI and UI kits over here, and so on. Okay, so a very useful website. I will highly recommend you using that. It's not very uh, you know difficult to see what this website needs to offer. Okay, guys, I want a little bit of your feedback at this point. So Uh, Little bit early today, so I was checking my Google Drive. Uh, did anyone shared any of the work they are doing? Let me bring this over here so that we can see. Okay, so once again, guys, so when you will be working, there are two ways for this particular class to share your information. Number one is my Google Drive. So does everyone have a link to the Google Drive?
Yes.
Okay, great. Um, if anyone does not, so let me know so I can share that again with you. Uh, so, so for your XD projects, if you are sharing them in a Google Drive, I will highly recommend for you to create a MP4 file, and then you can just drop it in the folder. Okay. Last time when I asked you to share information on my uh, Google Drive, uh, I did not give access to everyone, so I changed that so you don't need any passwords, or you can make changes to the folder as you are putting stuff. So if anything you think that, hey, you know what, this is not what I wanted to share, you can take it out, you can delete, so you will have full control over that. Okay. If anyone uh, have any problems, so let me know. Okay. Now coming back quickly over here to our plugin. Okay, so if you notice that there are two images which randomly it picked, which are similar. So what can I do in this stage? So once again, you can double click, choose the picture you want to change, and you can make a choice over here. Hey, you know what? I want maybe a male, okay, uh, happy, or maybe a natural face over here. And let's see if I do apply and see what happens over here. So once again, it's going to go and it's making and looking for the image, and oops. Okay. So you can see that if you are working in a group over here, okay, so if you want to apply individual images, so make sure that you are not using a repeat grid. If you are using repeat grid, so this particular plugin is going to go and find images randomly, and then it's going to populate those for you. Okay. So not a lot to learn over here, but again, here is another tool in your arsenal. So when you are designing your work, so you can use that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Okay, and all right, guys. So how is everyone doing? How is staying at home treating you?
Very boring.
It is boring. Yes, I agree with you. So I have been sitting at home and doing all my office work over here, and all our meetings are online now, and so all the classes are. So I'm literally not leaving my house. Okay, the furthest I've gone away is to go out and check my mail. So hopefully everyone, just hang in there for probably few more days. Hopefully we'll hear something. Things may get a little better, but please, everyone, be safe because if you are looking at the numbers of the infected people, they are definitely rising. Good thing is that Orange County, although the numbers are rising, but not very fast. So I think we are doing something good over here. So, so once again, just keep doing what the authorities are telling us to do, and be safe, and hopefully everything will be fine. Another thing I do want to mention over here is school definitely has some resources. If anyone needs any help, so I will highly recommend contacting your school, although you are not on the campus. But sometimes I know there are students out there who sometimes need uh, some help. Okay, so just to let you know that everything is available. You can contact either your instructors, or you can also contact a school directly if anyone has any issues. Maybe uh, with your computer, with your software, with or anything in general. Okay. Um, some students may not even have a computer. So what do you do at that time? Contact us, and we'll see, if we can find the equipment for you, which you can use, or we can lend you that. So so in this situation, I think anything is possible. All right. So so please give me some feedback on where you are on your projects, and I will after that I will let you work on your project. So as I mentioned before, lecture is going to be very short today. So I do want you to explore plugins. I The only homework I will give you is go and find couple of more. Every person finds a couple of more plugins which you think can be useful. I would like you to download them, and I would like you to use them. Okay, and see how they work. And you can create a new XT document, and you can bring those plugins in, and try using them and see how they work for you. Okay, so you will be sharing that information with us on Thursday. Okay, so so this is one of the things which will be added, and so we will keep adding new stuff every week until the spring break. Okay, and after spring break, so I will be introducing a final project for us, which you will be building with all the blocks of knowledge which we have acquired in creating UI and UX design using this software, which is Adobe XD. By saying that, one other thing is coming in my mind is eh, anyone who does not have a full access to Adobe software. So once again, uh, college has given you the links to Adobe. So if anyone does not have access, so you can download Adobe. Actually, Adobe has given you rights to use their software till the end of May. Okay, and if this thing extends, so probably it's going to extend for further. But that's a good thing for especially for students who do not have their own Adobe software to work with.
What were we supposed to use to sign in? Is it just like our school ID or
I
school email?
believe that's what I understand is your school email, which will have .edu.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I understand.
The
Uh,
full
I,
call one,
I
right?
I don't think that Adobe wants your school IDs. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
with your school email, so they should know that you are a student over there.
Sounds good.
Uh, one of the one of the issues uh, one of my students in the other class was having is that she already had a trial version installed. So if you have a trial version, so you may have a little bit of a difficulty getting the software, but if anyone has that kind of a problem, so I can also share that information with you. So how to, or rather, I'll just send an email to everyone over here, how to solve that issue.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually had that problem, and I had to call the lab,
Uh-huh.
student lab, to
Uh-huh.
figure it out because I originally went onto Adobe, and the email that I usually use to sign in the computer lab is my, like 100G or something. But they told me what I'm supposed to do is do our student number dot full call at edu, and
Oh,
then it will redirect you to the Fullerton website where you enter your password, and then it will redirect you back to Adobe, and that's how you enter the school. Um,
okay. Thanks for sharing that information because I was not sure that what school email. So,
I
so
know me
your
either.
yeah. So your school email is your school ID at fullcall.edu. Okay, which does not have that at symbol in there. Am I correct?
Hmm.
Okay. So once you sign up with that, you shouldn't have problem. So it's going to take you to the full. Where will it take you once again? So let me write it down actually.
It redirects you to Fullerton College website,
Uh-huh.
and then it will ask you for your password to use the password that you would normally log into the computers.
Okay.
Um, and then it will redirect you back to Adobe, and then you have access to downloading um, all their programs.
Okay, great. Great. That is good to know. Okay, so very good. If you guys don't have any other questions, so I'm going to end the session right now, and I will let you work on your own. The excuse me. The only thing I will say is it's a good idea to keep in touch with each other too, and you may want to exchange information with other students. Sometimes, if there are any questions, if I'm not available at that time, so maybe you can also help each other out. So hopefully everything will work out better. So at this time, as I mentioned before, um, this is more like an independent study at this time for you guys. So you are sitting at home. You will have access to your own software, and we are trying to build something. At this time, all I want from you today is to explore some plugins. Okay, go to into go and find some plugins from within XD, as well as I have already shared this website, which is called cssauthor.com, cssauthor.com, and look for XD plugins. Okay, so they have some really good sources over there for you to explore. And good thing is that this website uh, does not have old stuff on it. So it is sharing some new good information for you. So it's a good resource to explore. All right. So if anyone has a question, once again, the way you can communicate is to press the space bar and you can say it. And I'm just going to wait to see if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, I will be ending the session right now.
Would it be able, or would you be able to like make a list of things that we need to turn in? Because I think I might have combined a few things. I just need to know what we need to turn in.
Okay, for turning in, so what did you combine?
The slide in and the original XD self self profile kind of app that we created.
Right.
And I included my slide in on that.
That should be fine. That should be fine. You should, whatever we have learned, as long as what you are sharing with us, it has that, that should be okay. So rather, when we will be moving to our final project, so your final project will also include a number of things which we have learned time after time. Okay. Does it make sense? So
Yes.
as long as you are turning that in either as a separate project or a combined project, it should be okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so just to let you know that once again, students who have taken my classes before, I'm quite flexible, okay? So I'm not very rigid when it comes to your work. Because I see these classes more like creative classes. I like to give my students some creative freedom. Okay, so if you have any question, can I use this? So just ask me. Most of the time, my answer will be yes. Okay, unless there is something which I really want you to use or apply, which will be helpful to you. Most of the time, your creativity is more important for me. Okay, so everyone, when they are working on their own projects, be as creative as possible. Okay, so there is no limit on creativity in this particular class. Okay, and rather I highly encourage people to come up with their own ideas. Okay, so this is one place where you will have that freedom, because when you start working for a client, then you are very limited. Okay, so you will have to listen to them, and even if you have your own suggestions, they can just veto and they can override any creative thoughts you may have to share with them. Okay, so this is a good place. If you come up with great ideas, or if you see something which can enhance your projects, please feel free to do that. Okay, so don't limit yourself over here. All right, so hopefully guys, so if anyone has no other questions, so I wish once again all of you a very safe coming days, and hopefully everyone will be fine. Uh, Other than doing what physically you can do, don't forget to also pray, because that also helps. So thank you very much, guys. So I will see you Thursday at the same time. That will be 4:30. I will send you a link at that time too. All right.
Hi.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right, guys. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one sec. I do
Sure.
have a question. What are we doing for Dart 100?
Okay. For Dart 100, were you there last Thursday?
No.
Okay. We started working with type,
Mhm.
and the lecture was using the type tools. We looked into uh, creating different types of types. So, for example, the point type, the type on a path, type in a container,
Mhm.
and we looked into other options like different like leadings, kernings, uh, paragraph options, and so on. But I last time when we were ending the class, so there were a couple of questions. So I told them that I will be quickly repeating what we did last time. So that will be helpful. So we will be meeting at 7 o'clock, and I will be repeating some of the things we have done last time, and then I will be introducing a project today.
Okay. Are we meeting through Zoom?
We are meeting through Zoom, yes.
Are you emailing it to us, or are we going uh through
No,
the school website?
no, I will be emailing it to you.
Okay. I don't think I got the email last time. That's why I don't think
Okay.
I did.
So why don't you send me an email?
Mhm.
Maybe I have your email address wrong or something, but
Okay.
I definitely will double check what's going on. But send me an email again. Send it to acgteacher@gmail.com.
Okay.
Sometimes, the school email, I always had problems with that. So that's why I use this Gmail account. But,
Mhm.
but hopefully, uh, so I'll make sure that I'll send you an email.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. I'll see you in a
Bye
bit.
bye.
All right, bye.